Hello, friends. Hello, hello. I'm waiting until I get an actual live. Yes, I'm now live. Hello, friends. Hello, hello. My name is Janessa Oriel, and I am the head of Amy Seller Enablement. And I normally say, really excited to be here. And I'm not going to lie, I'm still very happy to be here. I'm very happy to be able to come and have this discussion. And I want to be able to answer any questions that you may have. As you know, most of you know, we sent out an email last night to sellers, to everybody that has used Amy or downloaded Amy, to let you know that Amy will be shutting down on August 31st, 2022. What does that mean? That means that you have the ability to use Amy until August 31st, 2022. I'm going to do my very best to read all the comments. I want to be able to answer questions that are coming up. I want to be able to answer any questions that you may have. I'm here for you. And for those that are able to tune in live, I'm absolutely happy to be able to answer all your questions. So Ashley says, and this live is genuinely for you and to make sure to get all those questions answered to the best of my ability. Ashley says, we're so sad to see you guys go. Thank you so much. We're real people, as I've almost always said on every live. I feel like I've said that on every live. We're real people. We have been here for you, and I am absolutely sad as well. I came without mascara just in case. Brandy says, when will this happen? August 31st, 2022, at like 11:59 p.m., I believe, Pacific time. The details to that are in the email, which I can read if we need to. Happy to do that. Christina says she's so sad with lots of O's, and I can't help but agree with you, Christina. We are very sad for that to happen. We're also very sad. Christina says, thank you for all the help you've been for our businesses over the years. That's what we were here to do. That's what we were here to help watch people grow, help watch people quit their jobs to be able to focus on their previous side gigs, now their full-time gigs. And that makes my heart very happy. Let's see, we sure will miss you. Thank you very much, Maureen. Karen says, oh man, I'm sad. Karen, absolutely. Knowing that you're tuning in from the UK and watching you and cheering for you all these years, it's crazy. So now I'm getting comments in all sorts of weird modes. So let me see if I can actually do it in order, because I typically like to do it in order, but we're getting them fast, which is fine. Let's see. Okay, I'm not getting that opportunity. So we're going to have to just go with default. No, I can't see them. Friends. Okay, there we go. So Lindsay asks a very important question, and she said, why is this happening? Joshua also asked this question. I am happy to be able to answer this question. We're in tech. We are in tech, and our company has been funded by VCs. And tech currently has a bubble that I'm not going to lie. Investors aren't investing in companies as they were previously. And so at this point in time, we had conversations about that. And unfortunately, we are not in a position to be able to continue at this point in time. Sean says, so bummed. Thank you, Amy, for being my personal assistant. Andrea said, those that didn't get the email, check your spam folder. That's where hers was. So thank you, Andrea, for sharing that. And I can actually go ahead and read through that once I get through some of these comments. So Jessica's asking, do we get a refund for the time remaining on our yearly subscription? Please email our support team for that. Support is support@amy.co, not .com. Because there's information on the email that went out. In fact, I think I'm just going to read that email, and then I can go through and answer questions after the fact. Karen's saying, how do I contact our contacts so I can download to my email? Karen, I will also address that. So first, let me read the email so that way we can get that out of the way. And this is the email that went out last night. If you did not receive it, it could be in your spam folder. It's entirely possible. We did email every Amy user. It says, it breaks my heart to share this with this incredible community that Amy will be shutting down as a company and will no longer be able to provide the Amy app as a service after August 31st, 2022. With the major tech market downturn currently happening in the US, we were unable to sustain our business. We fought for and explored as many options as possible to continue operating before making the difficult decision to close our doors. We understand that this news may be sudden and heartbreaking to hear, and we are there with you. What this means, until August 31st, you can export your contacts using from Amy by visiting, and there's a web link, and it's my.amy.co/export-data, and I will be sure to include that in the comments, from any web browser. You can export any customer invoice data to help facilitate tax write-offs by visiting the above link as well. Starting September 1st, the Amy app and web portal, my.amy.co, will no longer be accessible. Opening the app will stall on the initial launch screen. So when you bring up the app, it'll show you a pineapple, I believe, is the launch screen. If your company partners with Amy, we are in communication with the Home Office already, so we've communicated with our partnered companies. And if your company does not partner with Amy and we sync your product catalog, we're no longer able to provide that service. So we're no longer able to sync the product catalogs. If you pay for Amy directly, or if you pay Amy directly for your Amy Pro subscription, you can export Amy Pro subscription transaction info to help with write-offs for the 2022 taxes by visiting my.amy.co/export-data from any web browser. Again, I'll show you that screen after I read this email. After August 1st, there will no longer be an option to upgrade to the Amy Pro plan. If you're on a non-monthly Amy Pro plan, so anything in advance of a single month, your plan will not automatically renew, so it won't renew. If you're on a monthly plan, we will cancel the renewal of your plan on August 1st. We are currently unable to commit to a prorated refund at this time and will email you if that changes by September 30th. You can, and if you have questions in regards to that and your specific subscription, again, please email support@amy.co. You can view a summary of all the information above and more, and there's a linked help portal article, which again, I will make sure to include in the comments. I recognize that Amy has built a platform that isn't quite like any other, so I understand your disappointment in the news. Thank you for helping us build Amy, the Amy platform, to be what it is today, for all the product feedback, the smiling faces at conferences, the lively presence in our communities, and beyond, in addition to all the comments in the lives. Team Amy will continue to cheer you on as your business continues to grow. And then it references, I will be hosting a live on our business page today, now, to brainstorm other solutions to Amy and to answer any questions. And then it says you can also reach out to the support team, and we are still real people here to help. So I am going to go ahead and read the comments as best as I can because they're flying through, which I'm grateful for. Let's see. So Align says, no, I wish. Rebecca, the question about renewed for the year, please message our support team as mentioned. Cindy says, love you, you're amazing. Thank you. Can you recommend another app to use? Christina, I like this question, and I'm not going to lie, I did some research to try and find something to recommend. Unfortunately, in my research, I've not been able to find something that I can confidently recommend at this point in time. I know that there's many other direct sellers that use other solutions. And I know that there's options. There's drip camping companies, there's companies that schedule posts and things like that. I have not yet found something that I can recommend today at this point in time. I would love to be able to utilize this platform to be able to brainstorm some of those ideas. And because we really do want to see everyone succeed, especially those that have been, using Amy for years and years and years. Seeing lots of crying face emojis, so sad. I love Amy, likewise. We do have the help portal article mentioned in the comments, thank you, and also some information. Hi, Irene. So let's see, this is really special. Love to you all, thank you, Tony. Becky is sending big hugs, thank you. Hugs to everybody, thank you. Katie says, I don't know how I'm gonna run my business without Amy. I understand we can get our contacts downloaded, but can we also get a record of all their purchases and what they've purchased. Excellent. Thank you, Katie, for asking that question. Let me talk about, because I did want to pivot and address the downloading of information, because I actually don't recommend exporting your information today, right now. What I recommend is we want to make sure that you maximize the time that you have left with Amy and you get all the information into Amy that you can, so when you export it, it's going to be super relevant to your business. I'm going to look at the comments a little bit more, address some of the things that I'm seeing there, and then I can jump over to chat about the export page, in addition to discussing what you can do between now and August 31st. Thank you, Shalene. She says she's so sorry. Ashley asked a great question. Have you considered selling this tech to another company? Ashley, we absolutely did consider that, and that's not something that worked out. But we did explore that avenue. Cindy says this, Amy is so helpful in my business. Such a sad day. I agree. Becky says, to those with a company partnership, corporate is working, meaning corporate's looking into what they can do for that particular company. Let's see. Aren't there other options for funding? I hate to see y'all go. Amy's the best. I can assure you that Jennifer, we absolutely did. We did what we could to survive and to be able to continue to provide Amy. I can assure you that no stone was unturned. Carrie Claire says, thank you all so much. I'm so sad there's nothing out there like your app. Annika says, okay, but why, with lots of whys, lots of whys, is this happening? I have asked myself the same question. I have so much appreciation for you. Likewise, thank you. Can we print a list of recent samples we sent? Good question. I will look into that. I can't imagine how to replace Amy. I'll need multiple apps. This may be true. Okay, let's see. What about an increase in fee? How can we save you? I love that question, and I appreciate that question, but at this point in time, unfortunately, I don't believe that we're in a position, or I know we're not in a position to be saved as much as we would love to. We thought about it. We thought about everything. This was not taken lightly. This is our lives and livelihoods, and this company means a lot to us. And we've been here for years. So yes, and these are flying through. Okay, I will read some more of these in a minute, but for right now, I will pivot and I want to share, I'm going to share a different screen. So what I want to talk about is, first, I'll go to video only, so that way you can just see my face and I won't be distracted by other screens. Using Amy between now and August 31st. Now's the time. If this is not a kick in your business, to be able to get all of your contacts to be able to share their information with you so you can have relevant, great information to export, I don't know what it is. The goal is, if you have a VIP group, make sure to utilize the contact form, and I can show you how to do that in just a minute. Use the contact form to have your contacts enter all of their information. If they're already in the Amy app for you, they're just going to add in additional information Amy recognizes and will merge those two contacts. If they're already in Amy and they fill out a form, Amy will recognize that and merge those that information together. You want to update your notes, and so that way you have notes on your contacts. So when you export into like a CSV, you will have the ability to have those notes after the fact. You want to be able to have as much information to export so that way it's relevant as you set up a new system, okay? Because if you just go and you export all the information now, you are leaving the opportunity to update your information before exporting. And I really want you to be able to, I mean, you can export it as many times as you want. It's not necessarily going to be as beneficial for you. You want to make sure all the information is up to date before you export. So let me go ahead and change to my screen. This is and let me see if I can change this a little bit. So you can see it's my.amy at the top up there. It's my.amy.co/export data. Now, if you just log into my.amy.co, when you just log into my.amy.co, you will get to this screen, and I can point right above my head, actually, right there. I don't play with this screen very often, but it's right above the, I'm trying to move my face. It's not working. That's okay. Um, Here, now I can move my face. Okay, right above the logout screen, as you can see here. Okay, so right above the logout screen is, and again, I'm moving things around. There you go, my.amy.co/contacts. So if you log in there, it's above the logout screen is the export data screen. And so what you can do from here is, this is all the information that you need. We want to make sure that you can download the contact data. This is going to export in a CSV form. We want to make sure that you download your invoice data so that way you have that information. And we want to make sure that you have the ability to download your subscription charges so that way you have that information come tax season of 2022, because of course Amy will not be available at that point in time. So back to my phone, as you can see here, in order to utilize the contact form, in order to get all of the information up to date, there's two. This is if you have an event, meaning that when someone fills it out, it gives you a blank form. You want to use the contact form and you want to share this. You can just copy it. You want to share this with anyone that has been your customer or prospective teammate. You want to make sure to share that and have them fill it out between now and before you export your data, which needs to happen before August 31st. Okay, so comments are flying and they're flying fast, and I appreciate that, and we're doing our very best to answer them. I want to be able to read as many as I can and get as many answers as I can to you. So Irene says, I just did a boo-boo merge two people who aren't the same, so you can connect with our support team. And they are, because again, with this news, they're getting slammed. And again, we are real people. We've never been bots. We've never been, we're real people, all here to help. But it's going to take some time because this news is obviously unexpected. And so you can, Irene, you can reach out to our support team and they should be able to help you. Need to know how to go forward without you guys. Yes, and I commit to doing lives here as long as I'm employed here to share with you ways to do that. The goal is to be able to help with this transition and brainstorm ways to utilize your business without Amy. I'm really genuinely trying not to cry. I've not found a similar app, Brittany. I'm sorry. Karen says, my heart is hurting for you all. You've worked so hard. Yes. Before we got the email, I was just telling a team member how great Amy is. Thank you. Thank you, Sean. Melissa says, I had Prod, but due to program, I wasn't in. It told me to stop using Pro. Now I can't go back without paying. So if you want Pro for the remainder of the time, you can still pay it's $7.99, I believe, US. You can pay that to be able to upgrade to Pro for a month to utilize the time. Karen told her whole team how amazing we are. Thank you. And that's how we've grown. And I appreciate that. That's a good idea to have people add their information now. Yes, please use it. Ashley doesn't understand what's going on. Amy is, in short, Amy's shutting down. Our company is closing. Will we be able to access our information on Amy after you shut down? No. After we shut down, you will get, I can't mimic the splash screen, but if you were to log into Amy after August 31st, you will get just a screen with a pineapple on it. I've seen it as notes on there, but does it have our base history? What do you mean by base history? I'm curious as to what that means. Will the labels we've created be export? We've created export. I believe so, but I will get a more concrete answer to that. Amy is shutting down permanently. Yes, that's what's happening. I would imagine so. It goes into the custom column. Why would we be collecting more information, info into Amy? I like that question. The goal is you want as up-to-date information as possible in Amy. So when you export it, however you will be using that information, even if you just use it, save it down as a spreadsheet, it's going to be a massive spreadsheet, but you can either Command F, hit find in a spreadsheet, and you can find someone's name, and then you can see all their information. You can continue to follow up using that information, but if it's not accurate, then when you go to reach out to somebody, it's not going to be accurate, right? So that's the answer to that question. And if you want to continue, what all info can be exported? Basically everything in the contacts tab, like information from there. I encourage you, I'm really trying not to cry. I really, really am. Bobby says, please don't cry. I'm not going to do it because it's been an amazing career. So any questions about subscription, especially the yearly one, please send a message to our support team, support@amy.co. Thank you, Jackie. You're doing such a great job, Janessa. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. It's been a long time, guys. I will say, so from a history standpoint, I've been doing these lives in some format for the last 5 years. We started the lives in the summer of 2017, and so this is a lot. Katie was using the app when she saw the email pop up. Lindsay says she's an upper level leader, and we were just about to partner with you. I wish that would have happened. I would have loved that. Jennifer's super sad. Likewise, friend. Another Jennifer says, this has been a game changer for the last 18 months. Thank you for saying that. Laura says, I can't imagine how to run my business without you. Amy says, what's the email address to email about a refund? Did not get the email. It's support@amy.co, not .com, .co. Why is this happening so suddenly? Unfortunately, this is something that we wanted to give you as much notice as we could. We knew, I've not known very long myself, but the goal was to be able to give you as much time to utilize Amy and wrap up Amy related tasks and find a new solution as we could feasibly do. And unfortunately, we could not provide more time for that because we were still trying to make sure that it could continue on. Inline says, we all feel you and we cannot thank you enough for everything. Thank you. Lots of people have noted, oh yes, custom labels and contact categories are included in the contact export. Jenny says, what a very sad day. It's such a brilliant app. Thank you. Ellen says, thank you for everything you have. Whoop, scrolling fast. Okay, it's not letting me see that. I'm sorry to hear about Amy. Will purchase history show in the export or only client contacts? I am unclear on purchase history at this point in time, but I'm seeing I have 77 new comments to scroll through. So we will, like I said, go through and do our very best to make sure that all questions get answered. But I do want to make sure that as many questions as I can gets answered here, knowing that this live is going to be long. Kate just got notification on your subscription is due to renew next week. So if you have a renewal that's coming up that's in excess of a month, then it actually will error out. It can't go through. I can assure that. Let me see. This is the end of Amy. I'm grateful to have been able to use you for your business. Wishing you all well. Thank you. Notes, categories, samples. Notes, yes. Categories, yes. Samples, unclear as of this moment. I could tell this entire time this is super emotional for you. My love and prayers are with you all. And thank you for all your help and everything you have done throughout the years. Thank you, Misty. As I get misty. Yes, this is again, this has been over 5 years that I've been here working with those that have been using this app. And taking your suggestions and your insights and meeting you and providing or getting, before we could, when we once were able to meet in person and give hugs and giving talks and speeches and get-togethers, this is definitely it's not even bittersweet, right? It's definitely something that is emotional. Brenda says, I'll miss your knowledge. Oh, I love that. That makes my heart happy. I love training. I love teaching. I love sharing. And so this is my favorite part of my job. Cardin says, I'm so sorry, this has been amazing. Sherry says, you're a pro. I hope to see you again. Likewise, helped your business. Yay, Cardin. Thank you. Amy was my jam. You can still be your jam for another month and a half. Because I don't know, makes me, please. It makes me, I know that if you're like ready to jump into something new, I totally understand that. And I want you to research and find something. If you find something that you love, please share it with us, because I want to be able to make sure that people have solutions for their business, knowing come September 1st. Amy says, I'm finally keeping up with customer contact. Thanks to Amy, I'm super bummed. Jennifer says, what's next for you? Not sure yet. And that's okay, right? That's okay. I still am trying to figure out what I want to be when I grow up, friends. All right, Diana says, I just don't know of anything that compares. I love being able to see what they've purchased exactly when I reached out, invoices you've sent, etc. Likewise, and that's what we're trying to figure out. We want to make sure that you have solutions. And I have some suggestions for ways to work around this, but I think we need to figure, that's something that we can explore over the coming weeks, is alternative solutions, and as best as we can, giving you the tools that you have available to you. Sue Ellen says, you've been so helpful with this journey, Janessa. Thank you for all you've given us. Amy really saved us going through COVID. So sorry you're going through this. Thank you. Lots of love. So I'm trying to, oh, okay. Brittany says, probably missed the answer, but how are we going to keep our contacts and info? So you're going to export it, and then you can turn that into it exports into a CSV, and then you can utilize Excel for that information. There are other ways to utilize that information that some of our team members have been brainstorming that are potentially better, and I will learn more about that and share that on future lives, because I want to make sure that you're able to, of course, use the exported information. What I suggest is Vanessa said, what I suggest is get your information accurate before you export, and then export. Vanessa says, I guess now's a good time to learn Trello. And then with the face that's like this. And I'm smiling because I've heard, we've definitely heard of Trello. And we use a solution that's a little bit different in our company, but that is a solution that some people hear. I will find out about purchase history and see if that comes over, and I'll just get some more information about that. Crystal says, you never received an email. It's not in spam. I've emailed billing and support, no response. As mentioned, there's lots and lots of there's lots of people writing into us right now with all the reactions, and they're all justified. It's totally justified to be frustrated and sad and upset that a tool that you've found helpful for your business is no longer going to be around. And I'm here to say, I'm very sorry, and I understand. We will be taking time to get back to people. We're reaching or connecting with people as fast as we can, and we're doing our very best to make sure that things are wrapped up as tidily as possible, right? And so we will make sure that the verbiage for the email is included in the communications down below, and we'll be sure to share that out. There will be an announcement coming into the app with this information as well. We were waiting for this video to make sure to include that as well for those who have additional questions that you probably have. That's why we wanted to do this live. And because, let's be real, I always want to talk to each of you. I always want to be able to come and answer your questions, and I want to be here for you. I'm going to skip the kind words because they're very bittersweet, but I'm going to try and answer any questions. Someone said, what's next for you? Still working on that. So Misty says, that means you're going to let us know where you move to next, right? Come back on the group page and let us all know where you went. That's funny. The world is a very connected place, which is a beautiful thing. And so I'm not sure where I will land, but I know that it'll be right for me and for our family, for my family. I know that everybody at Amy is beyond employable and incredible, and we've done great things, and that speaks for itself. And so, yeah, again, I'm going to try and answer the questions. Let's see. Constantly telling people. I'm reading for questions. Any chance for a reboot? Amy, I appreciate that question. At this point in time, no. Short and sweet answer, friend. I'd love to reboot the Amy business, but that's not something we can do. Trying to see. Christine says, I wish you didn't have to go. Amy's such a been such a game changer for me. Some of the things you were saying to do is confusing to me. Hoping I can rewatch this so I can understand better what to do. I will write this up better and make sure that I share that out in some of the communications, okay? Because I want to make sure that everyone, it's hard because there's, I want to answer all questions I can. We want to make sure to provide solutions, and we want to make sure to also provide space and acknowledge the fact that it's a big deal. So all of that in today's live is a lot, and especially with so many friends joining in today, it makes it both beautiful and challenging, and I feel like that's probably going to be the remainder of the time. Cindy says other apps are just apps, but Amy came with you. A real person who always came up with the right answers. Will truly miss your lives. Thank you. Victoria asked why, and it's because, and Rick did as well, and the answer is we need to close. We don't have the funding to keep going. You don't understand your reply to the earlier question, since you don't want your credit card to be charged. If I cancel my account now, will it be immediate? I want to still be able to use it as long as you can. So that question, Kate, is better answered by our support team. So email support@amy.co, and they will make sure. Our goal is no one's monthly account is going to renew after August 31st, which means if you're on a monthly plan, it's not going to renew. If you're on something more than a monthly plan, then at this point in time, the solution is to email our support team, because they can give a very specific answer to your specific account, and that's the best way to go about it. Christina's asking, what is Trello? Trello is I won't be able to answer that very well, but it's a board where you have tasks and you move them along. And it's, I don't know as much about it, but I know that the tasks, you can automate some of the tasks, and I believe people use it with drip campaigns, but I'm not entirely sure. My goal is to be able to find some additional solutions that we can share. What can we do if we do not have Excel? If you have a Google login of any type, you can import it into your Drive. And there are there's another solution that some of our team members had recommended. And so I will be sharing more details on that in the future. How do I delete my account? Never got used to it much, but want to make it easy for us to get rid of it. Thanks, Reese. You can either message our support team, or everyone's account is effectively going to be null and void as of September 1st, 2021. Is MailChimp similar to Amy? I love this question, Christina. We actually at Amy used MailChimp for years. MailChimp is an emailing campaign or emailing marketing campaign, as opposed to like a customer relationship management tool. So you can use MailChimp to email your customers. However, if your customer base is very large, it will become much more cost prohibitive. And it's really intended just to email. So it's not going to provide the reminders to follow up on the individual orders. But good question. Google Sheets is a free alternative. Yes, thank you. I'm trying to get through these, so I'm just trying to answer the questions. Will this page stay up after the 31st of August? This Facebook page will stay up after the 31st of August, but the Amy app will not. So I'm looking for the questions. Okay. When we export using your link, does it just export the customer name, details, email address, etc., or does it also export their past orders? I am not sure on that, and so I will get that information. Oh, now I jumped down to the bottom. Okay. Looking for questions. I think it finally got sick of me trying to catch up. It said no. Oh no, I'm down at the bottom. Okay, so I will do my very best to go back through these because I know it's like it only is keeping so many messages for me to be able to respond to. But I think I'm hitting a number of them. If there are any questions that have not been answered, please drop them in the comments. We are happy to answer them, whether you're watching this live on the replay on Facebook, or if you're watching the recorded version over on YouTube as well. We will be uploading it to YouTube as well. And so I am happy to go ahead and do our very best to go back through and answer the questions that I missed because of the scrolling, Jones. And again, I plan to be live in coming weeks. The goal is to be able to share anything that we've come across that might be an effective solution. And also I will create some information about how to maximize the time that you have left, which is what I tried to explain earlier, which is get all the appropriate information into Amy. Then when you export the information, it's relevant and current, and you can apply it to any other system that you may be following, whether that's calendar reminders along with like keyboard shortcuts. I can share how to do that on a future live. And additionally, I will learn a little bit about how to use the exported files, maybe not necessarily just in Excel, but in another format that might be much more user friendly. But I need to learn to use those first, and I'm here. Oh, excellent. There's some people answering the questions. What other options are out there? So I'm grateful for that. People have said Square. The Square app can do invoices and orders, so that's awesome. And someone said they've used Square the most, and PayPal as well. And with Square, it can also send a payment link to customers and track order history as well. You can also track inventory with Square, which is something that was always super intriguing to me. So I appreciate these comments and questions, or these comments and responses, because they are absolutely helpful. Yep, someone said what other options are out there to send invoices to your customers like Amy did. So yeah, absolutely. If you have a Square account, I am confident that someone on here has a Square, or if you don't yet have a Square account, I'm confident someone on here has a Square account. They can provide a referral link, which means that you each get some funds in terms of getting started, right? They have a referral situation. So if you are interested in diving into that and learning about it, please feel free to give that a go. I do know people that did enjoy Square as well. Nothing's going to be as good as Amy. I love the follow-ups and cold messages. Yes. Okay, perfect. So I am going to wrap this because it's been long, and friends are dropping off, which I appreciate you for hanging in there if you've been watching this. You can also send invoices with Venmo as well. Make sure that you're following all like regulations and laws, right? We want to and also stick to your policies and procedures with your companies, because we want to make sure that you're able to stay in this for the long haul, right? And I'm here, right? So again, I'll dive into the comments after this. We'll make sure to stay in contact here. I plan to be live next week, next Thursday, 10:30 a.m. Pacific again, and I will dive into some of the things that we addressed, but with some more detail and a little bit more focus, because admittedly, this one is this live is a bit of a doozy, and I knew it was going to be the case. But I'm grateful for everyone showing up here to help. Okay, perfect. So I'm seeing lots of some Square suggestions or some Square referral links. And so the beauty of this company is not only the tool, but of course the community. And so we are all in this together. And I appreciate each and every one of you for being here, for asking the questions, for letting me dig through and research and get some of the answers that I didn't necessarily have right here, right now. And I will look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks, friends.